Hello, 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 beautiful people. I am so excited to be here with you. Hey, oh, I'm sideways. Is that better? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Miss Angela. Hey, Auntie Tracy. High five. Let me know if you guys can hear me. And if I'm no longer sideways. Okay, so you guys can hear me and I'm no longer sideways. Okay, let me fix my t-shirt. Well, I know that it is lunchtime. Some of you are spending... Hey, Miss Kimberly Diggs, how are you? I'm so glad you're on. I hope you're feeling better. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys today some tools to help create automation in your business, but you can use these to create automation in your life as well. If you're currently building a business or don't have one, these same tools apply to life. So don't think that because you don't have a business that you are not able to benefit from the information that I'm going to share with you today. So I know your time is precious and some of you are probably spending lunch with me, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. I pray that, and I've got two screens going on, so if you see me kind of glancing over to the side, you'll know I've got another screen. I'm trying to do this dual screen thing, playing with all my new toys. So I pray that you're having a phenomenal day today, wherever you are in the world and you're enjoying this beautiful weather. I got a chance to go out earlier and grab my green smoothie, so I had to give my body some live food. But pretty much all of you are familiar with who I am. For those of you who are not, I am Gwendolyn Young. I'm your admin expert. Real quick, just a little bit of backstory about me, because I'm not sure how much I've actually shared with you guys. But I've been in the administrative and operations management field for nearly 2 decades, so super long time. Having served in a variety of roles for one of the largest healthcare providers here in the Chicagoland area, as well as the executive director for Cedar Hope Foundation, a local charity that provides leadership and life skill development for teen girls. About 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with systemic lupus and had to come off my cushy corporate job to focus on recovery and health. Hey, Miss Joyce. And after a long, unsuccessful battle with our amazing Social Security administration about disability benefits, I decided that I had had enough and was no longer going to wait for them to recognize my limitations or dictate what they felt I deserved in terms of income and potential. And so I knew that going back to corporate America was not an option for me, as I was unable to work a traditional job. And I didn't want to have to choose between my health and my work. Does that make sense? I didn't like the having to constantly explain to people when I wasn't feeling good or why I needed to be absent, and really feeling like an outcast, whether that was a perceived, thing in my head or something real that was actually happening. So I decided to take my power back and 4 years ago launch my business that would give me the freedom and the flexibility to both contribute to my family's financial needs as well as be able to take care of my health and myself. So the tips and the tools that I'm going to be sharing with you today are things that I have personally used in my business and my life. And so I'm going to be sharing these tips and tools and processes with you to help you create a thriving business in life. These tools have helped me to replace my corporate income, and not only just replace it, but surpass it by 50%. So I am super excited to be sharing these tips and tools with you today to help you create some automation. And if you know me, if you spent any time with me, you know I love automation, I love systems, I love processes. So I am no stranger to this. And I love it because it helps to create more efficiency and effectiveness in your business and your life. And so this is valuable to you as a business owner and an individual, because one of the greatest constraints that we have is on our time, right? Can I get an amen on that? Does anybody agree with me on that? that time is really our biggest constraint. And so too many entrepreneurs, and I consider you an entrepreneur too, even if you're like a stay-at-home mom, because you're what? You're the chauffeur, you have to manage the house, you're the chef, you're doing all these things, drop off, pick up. But too many times we spend a lot of time working on our business or in our business versus on our business. And so we're not working on the things that are going to drive growth, that are going to generate revenue, that's going to give us a profit. And that's what automation helps us to do. Now, there's something I want to make very, very clear. Automation is not meant to replace relationship. I'm going to say that again. Automation is not meant to replace relationship. So those things that require personal, meaningful interactions, those are the things you need to still be hands-on about. Those things should not be automated. Automation is about putting routine processes on autopilot so that you can shift your time to focus on building those client and partner relationships, honoring your time, generating revenue, and scaling your business. So by automating certain areas of your business, it gives you more time to actually do the thing that you started your business for in the first place, right? The freedom, the flexibility to travel, whatever that thing is for you, that's what automation helps you to do. And of course, it helps you to make more money, which is what we all want to do, right? So now, don't try to implement or automate everything at once, because sometimes people will go to the extreme. Take the time to really sit down and assess your business and identify where your business can be automated or where your life can be automated, and start from there. If you're just starting out, meaning you don't have any clients, you've been in business less than 3 months, you're really not clear on who you're serving, I want you to bookmark this video and save your notes in a safe place that you can reference back to later once you get a little bit more established. You want to automate and set in stone things that you know are effective and that actually work. So hold off on automating anything until you've answered those questions. What's efficient, what's effective, and what works? Because automation applied to a bad process is just a bad process automated, and it's still gonna suck. It's not gonna save you any time. It's not gonna make you any money because it's still a bad process. All you did was added some sort of automatic tool to it, which just makes it worse. So grab your pens and papers. I'm gonna share the top 5 things with you to automate, and let's go. So number 1, appointment scheduling. A tedious task such as appointment scheduling should take as little time as possible. This is the reason why your business should adopt an automated appointment scheduling system. I have been working with a client that I am transitioning into this process. It currently takes about 5 to 6 emails, 30 touches before an appointment is scheduled. It's absolutely ridiculous. The back and forth emails, the back and forth phone calls to schedule an appointment is a huge time waster. With online scheduling, your customers can schedule an appointment at whatever time works best for them on their own timetable within the parameters that you set. So if you're afraid that people will be able to schedule appointments all willy-nilly, no, you can set up a system that says, hey, I only want to take appointments between this time and this time, or I only want to take appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays for this. You can set it up the way that it works best for your life, the way that it works best for your business. So you want to automate your appointment scheduling. There is absolutely no reason why you should be doing the back and forth. So some tools that will help you with appointment scheduling are Simply Book Me. And these are tools that I've used myself. So I'm sharing with you things that I've actually used or I've set clients up on it, so I know they work really well. Simplybook.me, Acuity Scheduling, which is what I personally use in my business, Schedule Once, and Calendly. And I'll put these in the chat for you guys later as well. But Simply Book Me, Acuity Scheduling, Schedule Once, Calendly. Those are some great tools to look into. Number 2, client onboarding. Successful customer onboarding begins with creating an experience for your customers and your clients that is purely seamless, it's personable, and it exceeds their expectations. And so if you don't have a client onboarding process, I'm highly recommending that you sit down and put one in place and craft one out. And client onboarding is the process that happens after you close the deal, but before you move your client to the state where they're enjoying your service, right? So these are forms that you need to gather information. These are contracts that you need them to sign. These are payments that you need to process. These are appointments you want to share with them how to schedule with you, automated emails that need to go out. All of things should be automated. And so when you have an automated client onboarding process, you can actually digitize and automate the whole thing. This way your data entry is minimized, you get your contract signed faster, you get paid quicker, which is important, and you can get information to your clients a lot quicker. So for example, I use 17 Hats as a client database, which I absolutely love. And so with the click of a button, a couple of edits to some documents, I can onboard a client in less than 10 minutes versus the 30 to 60 minutes it used to take me in the beginning when I first launched, right? Because I have to log in and I have to find the form that I want to send them, check it, make sure everything is good, put all the details and change the scope information in it, get it into the system that I need them to automatically sign it. Or worst case, when I first started out, I was sending it via email and then they would have to print it, fill it out, sign it, then they have to scan it, then they have to email it back to me. I have to check it to make sure all of it's correct. It was absolutely ridiculous. I'm tired already just thinking about it. So now what I do is I go into 17 Hats, I click and say send new client onboarding process. It automatically sends them the contract. It automatically sends them the invoice. Once they pay the invoice, it automatically sends them my welcome letter. When they get the welcome letter, it automatically sends them a questionnaire that I need them to fill out that gives me all the details that I need to work with them. And then it sends them an email that tells them all the key things about me, things that are important about our working relationship, and how to schedule appointments with me. I don't have to touch it. I can, be out in the grocery store and activate it in a hot second, and I'm paid and on with my new client in about 10 minutes. It's wonderful. So systems to help you with client onboarding: 17 Hats, do Sabdo, which is absolutely fantastic, and vCita. Those are 3 tools that are absolutely wonderful that work really well, and clients really like them as well. Number 3, billing. I like my coins, and I'm sure y'all like y'all coins too. Can I get some hearts for we like coins? So it is essential that you automate your billing. Billing is connected to your bottom line, your ability to pay your bills, and your ability to build a sustainable business. And so if possible, go for the auto billing, right? Because there's nothing worse than having to chase a client for payments or wait for a client who is slow to pay. I tell people all the time, I am not going to chase you for my money. If I'm not paid, I'm not working. It's just as simple as that. And so if you don't automate your billing and your payment processing, some of the things that you're going to experience are missing clients that have a balance due. You're going to missing an unpaid bill or bills from clients. You're going to continue to spend time and energy serving an unpaid client, right? Because you don't realize you haven't been paid, but yet you're still doing work for this client. And that's not good for your reputation. It's not good for your bottom line. And it is certainly not good for your cash flow. Not good for your cash flow. And we need cash to run a business. We need cash to live. We need cash. So you want to automate your billing. Is super, super important. There's nothing worse than having to sit down and waste time on, oh my gosh, who am I supposed to be sending an invoice? Especially if you're a service provider, right? Because you might be bringing in clients at different times. So they may have different billing periods. Some clients may get, an invoice on the 1st. Some may get it on the 15th. Some may get it on the 18th of the month. You don't want to have to remember all of that in your head. So automate the process. Systems to help with billing: Stripe, which is what I personally use. PayPal, well, actually I use all of them because my clients will tell you and my mentees will tell you, you should always have multiple options on how people can pay you. Take away any resistance on how you can get paid, especially when it comes to security. So you want to have multiple options for people to pay you. So I use Stripe. PayPal, I use Square, QuickBooks Online, and even Wave Accounting has an automated feature that you can use. So those are some tools that you can use to help with your billing. I love Stripe and PayPal as well, because you can set up the automated billing, so you can put it in the one time and it'll just continue to bill for you every month until until you say stop. And then with Stripe, the money goes directly into your bank account within a day or two. So it works really, really well. Number 4, social media. The genius of social media automation is that it allows you to put some tasks on autopilot while avoiding spending too much unproductive time on social media sites. Now, I know I am not the only one who logs into social media, especially Facebook, with the intention of just checking in. And then it's been 2 hours where I have done absolutely nothing but scroll Facebook looking at foolishness. Am I the only one? Please tell me I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. Okay, good. So, automation works perfectly well when you're dealing with systems and processes. If you're dealing with people, you need to adopt a more balanced approach. So I want you to remember that. Social media users are some of the most savvy customers, potential customers, clients that you will have. They quickly pick up on automation, so you need to use techniques with care. But if you cleverly blend them with human interaction, you can lighten your load of social media maintenance, which is super, super important. And things that you can do with social media automation, which I absolutely love, shaves hours off of my week of having to do this, is you can queue your tweets and your social media posts on Facebook. Twitter, I don't know about you guys, but Twitter can be a huge productivity drain. It moves at, I say, the speed of lightning. It's like there could be 50 conversations before you can even catch up to the third conversation. So it moves at speed of lightning, and it's a distraction. So it's Facebook. It's a distraction. So you can actually sit down and queue up your posts and your tweets. Spend a Saturday afternoon or, block out administrative time during the week if you don't have that, and just block out, maybe a week, 2 weeks. You can do a month, however long you want. You have some tools that'll let you schedule tweets and social media posts, Facebook posts up to a year in advance. So you want to sit down and spend some time and get those things already in there. You want to use unusual, irregular triggers as well to send greetings and messages at a certain time of day. This is how you temper that approach as well to make it a little bit more personable. You can share content, interesting articles, quotes, information, things that your audience can use. Remember, this is not just about you selling them something. It's about being social. So you want to share things that are valuable to your audience that help you to connect and engage with them. So you want to share content that you can schedule in advance. You want to recycle your evergreen content and blogs. This one I absolutely love. So we know that creating content takes a huge amount of time, right? If you've ever written a blog post, an article, a white paper, anything, a case study, you know that it takes a huge amount of time, which is why you should create pillar and evergreen content that can be reshared as often as possible, and not things that are just good for today, right? You want to share things that 5 years from now, if it pops up on social media, it's still relevant. So you want to make sure that you're creating evergreen content. You also want to acknowledge your followers. It allows you to do that. I have my social media tweets when somebody follows me automated, so that I make sure I greet everybody who takes the time to follow me, right? Because that means they're interested in what I have to say. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge that. Now, while social media automation is a huge time saver, don't forget that it's actually called social media for a reason, and that is because you are to be sociable. So make sure you are personally active on social media. Engage with your clients, engage with your potential clients, engage with your friends, become an expert in a group, do something that shows you have a personal touch and you are actually not just a computer, you are a human. So that's important. Tools that can help you automate your social media. Hootsuite, one of my favorites. And a lot of these tools I'm sharing with you guys are free or very low cost. So Hootsuite is one. Meet Egger is my absolute favorite so far with Post Planner. So those are two, because Meet Egger allows you to create a library of, remember that evergreen content I was talking about? It allows you to create a library of evergreen content that it will just continue to recycle and recycle for you. It's amazing. Post Planner also does that. It allows you to recycle. It has a library. So if you've ever spent time searching the internet for articles, tips, quotes, Post Planner actually has an in-house library that's already built in with tons of content where you can just say, yep, like that, I want you to share that at this time, that time. And then Buffer is another one. And then one of my favorites that not a lot of people are aware of is called If This Then That. So basically what you're saying is, if somebody does this, I want you to do that. If somebody does this, I want you to send them that. It's wonderful. And you can do it with a lot of different things. It connects to your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, lots of different things. It's wonderful. So those are tools to help with your social media. And then number 5, email marketing. An automated email campaign is set up once and then automatically sent to a particular individual over and over again when that person meets a certain trigger. And so it's a huge time waster for you to manually create and send emails, the same email over and over again. The goal is to attract new tribe members, keep them engaged, and then eventually turn them into customers or partners or advocates of your business or brand. And so you want to make sure that you're doing some email marketing. And if you don't have an email marketing list or system, you want to implement those. There are some free ones out there that you can set up. And this is important because what happens if Facebook disappears today? What happens if Mark wakes up tomorrow and says, you know what, enough is enough, I'm going to start a new venture, and Facebook goes away, or Twitter goes away? What happens to the people who are connected to you? You don't have any other way to connect with them. So you want to make sure that you're building an email list. Things that you can do is welcome new subscribers with an email list. You can nurture your leads. Email marketing allows you to promote your new blog post, create an email course, promote your event. There's just tons of things that you can do with email marketing. And automated emails like the ones that I just mentioned help you to actually grow your business without having to put in hours and hours of your time and effort in creating and sending email campaigns. It's a wonderful thing. And it's another way for you to add value to your clients and your potential clients, people who are connected to you, your tribe members. It's a way for you to add value to them. So tools that you can use to automate your email marketing include Aweber, GetResponse, MadMimi, MailChimp, and HubSpot. Those are some of my favorites. I personally use MailChimp and I love it. I have about 4 months of content right now on autopilot and I'm constantly adding to it. So it's fantastic. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus before we leave. Number 6, password management. How much time do you spend looking for passwords, or how often do you forget what the password actually is? Believe it or not, there are tools that will help you remember those passwords without having to think about them. And I love this tool because I serve a lot of clients as a service provider who have multiple logins and passwords, and there's no way in the world I can remember all of their stuff. Somebody had a tear going. Remember all of their stuff as well as all of my stuff. So I highly recommend that you put your passwords on autopilot. And so some service providers that will help you to do that include LastPass, which is what I use. It's my personal favorite because I can use it from my phone, my tablet, my desktop. No matter where I am, I can get to a password. I don't have to worry about remembering it. So LastPass, Dashlane, Norton Vault, and I'm sure if you do a Google search on password management, you'll probably find a ton of other tools, but those are the 3 that I have experience with that work really, really well. So those are my top 5 things and my one bonus thing to creating automation in your business or your life and systematizing your success. I hope that was helpful to you and that you've enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me and spending time with me today. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.